So it was Bayern Munich against Chelsea at the Allianz Arena today. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page. If you're just joining me, my name is Richard Nwanji. I'm a sport journalist in Nigeria. Now let's talk about the Chelsea versus or Bayern Munich versus Chelsea's game against the Allianz Arena. It was an interesting game as usual, and it had all the fireworks. It happened that, as expected, we had the first goal coming in from. Talk about Bayern Munich scoring the first goal. It was an own goal. Second goal was a penalty. Caicedo making that wrong tackle inside the 18, and Harry Kane scored from the penalty to make it 2 goals up. And before we know what happened, the tables turned. And had Kopama scoring that beautiful, let's say a counter attack, where he scored a beautiful counter attack. And the first half ended 2-1. Many Chelsea fans had the belief that the second half would have been more of their game, but second half came in a different pattern where we saw Chelsea, struggling. Bayern Munich came up with the whole firepower to see how they could turn things around, and it happened for them that the pressure. Chelsea could not soak the pressure any longer again, and it just happened that we saw how Harry Kane scored the third goal to make it 3-1. It was a very beautiful game for the Bayern Munich team. We saw all them showing all their experience. Many tipped them to beat Chelsea before the game commenced and everything, and it was just like as expected, defeated Chelsea. But for Chelsea, many will argue the fact that Chelsea's defense needs to improve. Beyond everything, someone will speak on the fact that Chelsea needs to show more power when it comes to their defense. The first goal came in through a bit of a defensive error. Let's agree that. Second goal, Caicedo doing that wrong tackle. I think at the third goal came in another looking like a defensive error. So Chelsea must also improve in that part. But all in all, for Bayern Munich, it's a great game for them. They've been able to get themselves well. The Champions League is always their game. If you look at their history, they hardly lose their first game, the Champions League. So many expected them to win the game against Chelsea. Also playing the Allianz Arena for them. It was just it was meant to be a win for them. Talk about the world, they call them the Club World Champions, Chelsea. I think they need to pick up from the pieces from here. During their last game, the EPL, and losing today in the Champions League, playing against Man U in some few days from now. Many will expect them to understand the fact that it's not going to be easy one, but they must look for it won't be like fast to pick up the pieces. Maresca should also understand when to put players. I think we should talk about, let's appraise some of the players today that we saw. I think we can talk about a player like Garnacho. Garnacho came in from the bench, had a bit of effect in the team for Chelsea today. I think that's a great one for Chelsea. Sanchez had a great game. Sanchez made some beautiful saves for Chelsea. I think that's a great one for Chelsea. And we also saw, Joao Pedro doing 1 or 2 run-ins, but it was not so, effective as many people expected it to be. The debate around where Estevao is meant to start for Chelsea will still continue. Some believe and some argue that particular guy is meant to start for Chelsea, while some believe, he should be coming from the bench and bring in 1 or 2 effects to the game. So I think beyond everything, some positives from Chelsea, seeing some particular players, show, like for me, Garnacho showed came up with the movement around the box. Kopama, I would like to say Kopama had a great game today. We must talk about thumbs up to Kopama. Had a running. He scored a goal that was offside. Sounds like remaining small. That goal would have stand. But I think lots of things Chelsea needs to do. Chelsea needs to pick up from the pieces and gather themselves together. I think it should be. Chelsea has seen the euphoria of winning the Club World Cup. They should understand the Club World Cup is all over right now, and this is time for real new business. Jackson came in for Bayern Munich today on that real talking point for many Chelsea fans. He tried to score against Sanchez. He could not score that particular goal. But in all, it's a great game. It was a game that saw Bayern Munich cruise in Allianz Arena, win that game by 3-1. So let's see what happens for Chelsea. They still have other tough games to play in the Champions League this season. Of course, in the EPL, they must get things right when they will play against Manchester United this weekend. And some will ask the question, will Chelsea be able to get their first win in the last 3 games? Because if they don't win against Man U, it will be like in the last 3 games, they're yet to win. They had a draw against Brentford. They lost against the team they call Bayern Munich. The question would be, what would happen when they play their game come on Saturday this weekend? Let's wait and see what will happen.